Welcome to the Get Up Girl podcast. I am your host and your gal, Joanna Vargas, and I am also live. If maybe you're listening to this on your favorite podcast app, or you can also be watching it live or a replay on either Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, and LinkedIn. You can find Joanna Vargas. Let's jump into today's show. Today's show is a solo show. I'm going to be doing solo shows live through video all of January, and I'm going to see how this goes. Today's show is entitled Start, Stop, Face, and Embrace. These are 4 questions that I ask myself every year at the beginning of the year, and I start asking them in December to see what I'm stepping into for the next year, what I would like to start in my life. Like if I had one big thing to start, what would I like to eliminate and stop in my life? What would I like to embrace, face? And we're going to talk about those today. This came up because yesterday I taught my Create Your Year 2023 annual planning workshop, and it was such a gift to have these gals in my house and to spend so many hours together really creating and digging deep about our lives and getting extremely clear about what it is that we desire. And we created one-page plan. And I kind of explain it this way, that your start, stop, face, and embrace are the tools that are going to help get you there to your 10 targets for the year, for your push goal, for your new habit, etc. And many times when we create goals, we create resolutions, we create a vision board, those are all amazing. And we tend to forget about the tools that we're going to need to get there. Think about it like this. You design a house, you have an architect, the architect comes out, gives you the plans, you're like, oh my gosh, I love it. And now you ask, well, how am I going to build it? And the architect says, peace out, I just gave you the plan. So the start, stop, face, and embrace are your tools on how to get there. So these are the things that are going to help with the little habits. I think of them as habits as you go through your life. And it took me the whole month of December to come to mind. So I'm going to show you. First thing I do is I laminate mine. I laminate it because I place it in my bathroom. You may have heard me say this before. I'm going to say it again because I repeat it and and people still don't do it. And I wonder if you're hiding your targets, you're hiding your desires from your family, from your friends, coming over your house and looking in your bathroom and seeing what it is that you wrote down. So when you put this up in your bathroom, you're able to see it every day when you brush your teeth. You're able to see it every day while you're combing your hair, every day while you take a shower. And so that you can be reminded 365 days a year what it is that you would like to create in your life. And you can always change it. If these are not working for you, change them. Change them up. And also ask, is this not working for me because I am avoiding it? Am I distracting myself and not wishing to do this? Or is it that it is really required not to be on there? Let's go through my first start. My first start is teaching. I say teaching, and I know what it means for me, but I'm going to explain it to you. It's everything having to do with teaching. I want to be taught more this year. I want to learn more. I'm going to be teaching even more this year, and I'm going to unhide. I hid for a few years, and I'm going to start to unhide and teach even more. So I'm going to start teaching more and more, hence the live videos in January. Second thing that I'm going to stop is buying my lies. You know, we mostly lie to ourselves, number one, and we don't even think we're lying. That's how good we are. We should get an Oscar winning performance statue because we are such great actors that we believe the lies that we tell. And we say these stories, we say them in our heads, we say them out loud, stories. And they're actually lies. And we keep telling them and we keep telling them, and they spin like a record and a record. And we believe them. We take them on like this jacket and we make them solid. We make them real. And I had a big, huge aha the last Q4 of 2022 of, wow, I really lie to myself a lot. And if you would have told me that before, I would have been like, no, I'm really open. I'm really into self development. I got this. I would have defended that I never lied to myself. I'm like, wow, I actually lie a lot. Little lies that I will buy into them. Example, I may desire to go work out tomorrow. So I put it in my calendar. And then I wake up the next morning. I'm like, oh, you know what? My body's not feeling too good. So I'm going to give myself space. And I lie to myself because I'm talking myself out of it. So I'm lying. I'm telling a story and I'm selling a lie when really maybe I just don't want to go. Maybe I changed my mind. I'm just lazy. I mean, it's just a choice. And so once I'm aware of the lies, then I can make a new choice. And it's not about that I have to go to the gym because I said I would. I mean, that's something totally different. However, it's being aware that I am selling myself the lies. I'm buying it. I'm like, oh, yeah, I need space. Joanna, that's a lie. You just don't want to go. You just change your mind. That's it. That's the truth. Third thing is, what are you going to face in 2023? Think of it like this. Like in 2022, you were doing this, you had blinders on, you were avoiding this. You're like, oh, everything I could not to look at it. You see it, you know it's there. It's the big frog that's just eating at you and staring at you. It's the big elephant in the room that everybody could see it. You just don't see it. Or maybe your team sees it, your family sees it, and you are just avoiding it. My face is my bookkeeping, my P&Ls, and my taxes. 2022 for me, I really looked at my money. I increased my money. I saved 10% of every dollar. And now for this next year, it's like, let's get really real about the numbers. Like, I want to be ahead. I would like to be ahead of my taxes. I would like to hire a bookkeeper that's going to do it better than I can because I've been doing it myself and I wanted to learn it. All right, learned it. Now I'm going to hire somebody. P&Ls. I will do them monthly so that I can see because I have my own little developed way process that I do it, but then have the bookkeeper do it on a professional level so that it's all ready for my taxes at the end of the year. That's what I'm going to face because I have been doing this with the blinders. If you can't see me right now, I'm putting my hands up and it's like those bleakers that the horses have or like a cone that a dog has or some kind of animal. And it's so that, they don't lick or bite anything on their body. And that's me last year with my P&Ls, bookkeeping, and taxes. What will you embrace in 2023? This means like open up your arms. Let's go. Come here. Give me a hug, even though you might not want to give it a hug. Maybe you're like, okay. It's like your grandma going, come here, give me a hug. And you're like, grandma, I don't want to hug you right now. You're like, but I really want to hug you, but I'm just tired and I don't want to. It's that kind of energy. Like, what are you going to embrace? What are you going to go? All right, let's go. Come on. I'm going to jump in the deep end with you. I'm not going to dip a toe in, but I'm going to jump in. Let's go full force. Come on. And let's have fun with it. That's what I see the embrace as, fun. Mine is social media. I actually built all my businesses on social media, starting with MySpace in the early 2000s. And I lived on MySpace. And then when Facebook came out, I lived on Facebook. I grew most of my businesses on Facebook. I would DM, before it was called DM, I would just message people, right? But I would message everybody and anybody. I actually met a former boyfriend through Facebook. I mean, through a message. The point being is that I created so much from social media. As soon as Instagram came on, that jumped in. I created so many Instagrams for all my businesses, for other people's businesses. I created their Instagrams like 8 years ago. Gosh, maybe 8 or 10 years ago when Instagram was just coming out. And I'm saying this because I'm not new to social media. And when TikTok came out in 2017, it was a long time ago, or 2018. I was already on TikTok. I was telling my whole team, everybody, TikTok's here because I was following the trends. This was way before the pandemic hit and people started to jump on TikTok and it was becoming popular in the late 2019, 2020. I was on it 2 years before, already dabbling in it. And we were doing little TikToks at my fitness studio and all my staff and team was like, what is this TikTok? I go, trust me, it's going to blow up. And then something happened and I fell out of love with it. I truly, truly fell out of love with it. It was daunting. It wasn't fun anymore. And look, I'm not going to go down that story right now or that lane. It doesn't matter. I truly began to ask questions in last of quarter 4 of last year of like, what is this? What is this really? And I got that I'm just hiding. I'm just, I'm over it. And another thing that I got was like, oh, before I never scrolled. I was not a scroller. I would see the people that I would like. I used social media more to be social, actually to talk, not to look at people's stuff. I used it for messaging, and DMs. That's what I use social media for. And I would post and communicate with people, but it was almost like a text for me. It was like I was just emailing and texting people. I didn't truly use it to scroll. And anyway, the energetics of it now is just, or was just not as fun anymore. And I could feel it sucking the life out of me. And I got truly curious. And now I'm jumping back in. I'm like, you know what? Cool. Jumping back in. How can I not be the old Joanna or recreate what I had, but how can I fall in love with it differently, newly, and create something new with it and have fun and teach, use my start. And that's actually my word for this year. My word and my start are the same. And social media will be the platform for it and have fun with it. And so that's what I'm going to embrace this year. I ask you, write these down and begin to take as long as you wish. It might take you till March till you get this. Maybe you get it tomorrow. If you're listening to this in real time in January, what are you going to start? What are you going to stop? What are you going to face? What are you going to embrace? And those 4, and write them down, laminate it, put it up, look at it, so it can remind you and remind you and remind you all year round how you're going to get there. Because I'm going to get to my 10 goals. I'll share that on the next episode. I'm going to get there by teaching. I'm going to get there by not buying my lies. I'm going to get there by having my taxes and my bookkeeping together. I'm going to get there by telling my stories and teaching on social media. That's how I'm going to get there. And social media is just a vehicle. It might change tomorrow and maybe it's something else. But as of right now, it's social media and it's for me so I can unhide. Ask yourself those 4 questions. Ask your family, ask your kids, ask your parents as you're sitting around dinner and start to talk about these questions and ask people and get genuinely, genuinely curious. Because here at the Get Up Girl podcast, we know that when we ask better questions and we get genuinely, genuinely curious, we can create infinite, infinite, infinite possibilities for our lives so that we can choose and create greater, create grander, and actually change the world, actually change the planet, and have a fun, radically happy life. Thank you so much for listening in. I am so incredibly grateful for each and every one of you. And remember, please bring your walls and barriers down. Expand out energetically and continue to choose and ask questions. I love you, and I'll see you next time. P.S. If you're in the Los Angeles area, I will be teaching the same Create Your Year 2023 annual plan on Sunday, January 22nd, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. If that lights you up, if that invitation it inspires you, DM me on Instagram at Joanna Vargas Official, and I'll get you all the details. Love you, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, y'all. Thanks for listening.